So the question is, when are you going to move on and stop waiting for people to support you? And I feel like this is something that everybody deals with or is currently dealing with. So you want to do that business venture, you want to be a creator, you want to be a content creator, you want to do a YouTube, you want to do whatever you want to do, act, do a movie, whatever. And you've gone to your family with this idea. Look, I'm thinking I want to be an actress. I think I've got the look. I feel like I can act, or maybe I should do some acting classes. And what do? They scoff, laugh about it. Like, have you even gone to any classes? Who said you can act? So you put that dream on a hold, or well, on hold, but it never happens. Why didn't it happen? Why didn't you pursue it? Because you didn't have the support from your family. And that's what a lot of people are going through. You need to understand is your family are never going to support you. They're never going to want you to do better than them. That's what it is. In fact, a lot of family members actually want you to fail. And it's not always necessarily personal, but you have to understand that when you're raised in the same circumstances, so you came from the same situation. I don't know, maybe like you just have a normal ordinary life, or parents are, they're okay, they're doing okay, and you come here over here with these like huge dreams, like, okay, I want to be a movie star, I want to be an actress, I want to be a millionaire. They're thinking, what they're thinking, what's so special about you? Like, you grew up in the same house that we grew up, you ate the same food we ate, and for all we know, we don't even know what else is special about you. What else can you do that we can't do? Why should you have that opportunity and we can't? And that's what it comes down to. So even when you have those ideas to say, okay, this is what I want to do, they're always gonna tell you to do the opposite. They're always gonna tell you, actually, don't do it. They're gonna discourage you from doing it. And a lot of the time those things get to you because you're thinking already, you're insecure about starting something new, starting a new venture, and you're thinking, okay, maybe the people around you can see what you can see and see the value that you have, but actually some people, they can't see the value that you have because God blocks them from seeing it, because if they had seen it, they would have used you a long time ago to make themselves money. They're not gonna it's like, those parents who have kids who are like actresses or actors from a young age, and maybe they're doing quite well, and guess what, they just continue leaving them in those professions. They don't really care about their mental health, whether they're being protected by creeps, anything like that. All they care about is, as long as you keep making me money and the money's going to my account. I mean, look at Britney Spears. She was obviously one of the top pop stars, and her family, all her dad can think about is how he can get his hands on controlling her. Because if he controls her, he controls her money, he controls her fame, he controls everything. So that's all he was thinking about, really. So that's one of the things. God might not reveal your value to people around you. Now, there's some people that can actually see your value, but they don't care. They think you're not special. You're not you're not that girl. Sorry, you're not that girl. Like, I found it so funny because I was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, like a clip, and Drew. I don't know. I just love Drew on the show, and like, cause she's just funny. And then like, there was like a clip of her in. She used to be in this Sean Paul music video. I think it was one of. It's actually one of my fave songs, and like her dance scene. I can't remember the song now. It's with Keisha Cole. Give it up to me. Give it up to me with Keisha Cole. You can see it on YouTube. Yeah, and she does like a little dance scene in it, which is like iconic, low key. And then she, and then it was like circulated on Instagram, like the clip, because nobody knew that that was her. And this is what I was saying, like when people don't know your value, because when Drew first came on the show, they were acting like, oh yeah, she's just some basic Betty. Like, no, she is that girl. She been that girl. She's just being humble about it. She just didn't want to brag about it. And then when people found out that was her, because she actually started to show like her real personality on the show on this season, and her what she's done, her value and all that stuff. I think also the fact that she wasn't with her husband as well. I feel like that, and she started to come out more of her shell as well. Um, and then yeah, somebody in the comments was like, yeah, you was that girl or something like that. You ain't that girl now. And I was just like, girl, bye. Like, this is how people be. Like that comment was so unnecessary. It's like, if you that girl, you still that girl, period. Like, it don't matter. Like, and then, so I was just thinking, like, this is how people act. Like, they waiting for you, even if you get to the top, get to where you want to go, they waiting for you to fall. Like, they're waiting for you to fail. But one thing with God is, even if you fail like 10 times, God will always rise you up again, as so long as you stay with God. And that's another thing I want to talk about, is stop worrying about your value in terms of how other people around you see you. Worry about your value in terms of how God sees you. God sees us as his daughter and as princesses in his kingdom. So if God sees you as that and wants the best for you, he's given you talents, he's given you gifts to be the best in this world. So it doesn't matter what anybody says, you are going to go forward. The only thing that can stop you is you. If you decide you're going to listen to your mom or your dad or your brother or whatever tell you that, oh yeah, I don't think you're good enough to do this, or they don't support you, that is actually what's going to stop you from actually going forward, especially in your business. And you know what, you don't even have to tell people stuff. This is another thing. It's a big thing. Stop telling people your business. Like, when you have a business idea, you don't need to tell people around you. I mean, if you want to get a mentor, you can get a mentor, but even that is quite risky, because some people could come and steal your idea. So that's another thing. You don't need to tell people. One thing is, like, for example, Joseph in the Bible, he had a dream that God gave him, that, he was going to be at the top. He was going to be, basically, I think it was like the second leader in that country or something like that. He told his family about it, thinking that they were going to be supporting him and be happy for him. Like, oh, okay, look, we're all ordinary here, but we've got one son who's actually, going to, you know, do something with his life, do something amazing, which can also help us. Like, why would you not want to be happy for one of your brothers? But they were super jealous about it, to the point where they actually wanted to kill him, but instead they ended up selling him to slavery. And obviously that came about because he actually told them his vision. So this is why I say you should not tell people your dreams, especially stuff like that. That is very specific, because people around you will attack you. And imagine being so jealous of that person to the point where you want to kill them just for a dream. This is just for a dream. This is not like, oh, okay, he's already got a job in the ministers, I don't know, in the government or something, and it's like, oh, actually, I could see this happening in like 3 years. Like, no, he's literally living in his parents' house, farm. Like, you're probably thinking, are you not going to think like, okay, well, how's that going to happen? He's just here with us in a farm. Nothing's, but that's what I mean, where people can see your value and see that you're very favored by God and you have that gift. Because even where he was, they were so jealous and scared at the thought that that thing could actually happen, that they had to kill him, because in their eyes they're like, oh, actually this guy might, with the type of gift that he has, the type of value that he has, he could actually make it. And that's what happens in real life. People, you think you've counted yourself out, but actually they can see that you can actually get there. You're thinking, how am I going to get there? I'm just literally in my parents' house watching, anime or something every night. And then all of a sudden you have this idea or you realize that actually you have this gift for something, like, and then you tell them, they're like, how are you gonna make, you're just in the house watching anime or just playing games, like how are you gonna make it? I don't believe it. And then they'll be talking to all their family saying, yeah, she's not gonna amount to nothing, but they'll be kicking in your face, smiling in your face, like, don't worry, you can do it, you can do it. Or behind your back they'll be telling everyone that you're just at home doing nothing. Yep, that's family for you. So that's why whatever you want to do, just do it and take it to God. Take it to God. And being on that topic, I wanted to talk about this whole pretty privilege thing, because I feel like everybody's talking about it. Like it's something that everyone just found out about. It's like I've been knowing about that like for time, because I've been experiencing that. You know, um, especially, yeah, I've been experiencing that. I go out, people open doors for me. When I go to my, like when I was, when I go to my job or corporate or whatever, people open the doors for me, super nice to me. Well, men anyway, go out their way to do stuff for me without me having to do anything. And a lot of the time, the women hate me. But even now, there's some women who actually, this pretty privilege thing, that's another thing, is actually expanding to not just being male, that you get the opportunities, but other women as well. You'd think it would be the opposite in terms of it'll be a lot of jealousy, but you find that actually it's not, probably not a new thing, but actually what you find is when you're pretty and they can see, like, okay, other people like you, other women actually want to be friends with you more, want to go out of their way, because it's like you've become popular because of that. And so other girls want to be around you because they also want that popularity to fall on them. They also want to be in the spotlight. So it's not 100% genuine, but they want what you have to rub off on them, basically. They're like, oh, okay, you're the pretty girl, so I'm next to you, we're hanging out, now we're the pretty girls team or squad, whatever. So you know you know how guys do. But what I actually wanted to say about the pretty privilege thing is, pretty privilege will get you in the room, but your gifts are the one that is going to make room for you. So a lot of people are preaching on here talking about, oh yeah, pretty privilege will get you to do this, will get you to do that. Yes, it will get you access to certain things. Yes, it will open the doors for you, but you cannot just be a pretty face in 2025 and think that you're going to be offered stuff. Yes, you see, okay, girls on Instagram who are like, oh yeah, but all she does is post pretty pictures, and now she's got all these brands. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. But in actual reality, it's not just about being pretty. 'Cause a lot of the time, it's to do with sex. Like, let's be honest. Like, they're just showing, their bodies in a certain way. Some of them have OnlyFans accounts. They're doing other things apart from just being pretty. So it's not just, okay, I'm just being pretty. And there's a creativity about it as well, because they're doing it in a way where it's causing interest. It's like a model, right? They're pretty, but it's the way they walk, their fashion, their persona. Like in 2025, for you to be a top model, you have to have quite a unique personality. It's not just enough now to be pretty and to be like a size zero. You have to be something unique about you for you to, and to be a top model, basically. So that's exactly what I'm saying now. So I want to use an example like Queen Esther. If you don't know about her, you can research. But she had to basically audition to be the next queen after Queen Vashti, and obviously she was beautiful, but obviously there were other beautiful women as well. Queen Esther came from a normal background, Jewish background, so you can understand that. But what was it that made her stand out above all the other women who were also beautiful, may I add? Well, one, she was very humble. Two, she had God's favor. And three, obviously her personality and other gifts that she has. So this is why I'm saying that being pretty is not enough to get you anywhere. Okay, your how it's the whole package, and this is what a lot of women are not getting. They think the whole package means, okay, I'm going to get my nails done, my hair's done, my makeup's done, cute outfit. Yeah, that's all aesthetics. But your person, a man will want you because of the aesthetics, but he will only stay with you because of your personality and the whole package. And this is what I'm saying in terms of a lot of black men. Not that I agree with them 100%. They will come on here and be like, oh, I don't like her because she has an attitude. Oh, but some of these girls haven't even opened their mouth and they're scared that she's going to have an attitude or she's going to say something. And a lot of the time, let's be real, some of them do have an attitude. But a lot of the time, that attitude is because of the way certain men act. So it's like both ways. But this is what I'm saying in terms of it's not just about the exterior, it's about the interior. So to get you into the room. So, and that's another thing about beauty, right? Is there is beauty and then there's beauty that God gave you. That's what people don't talk about enough. There's a otherworldly beauty and then there's just the normal beauty. Two different things, that's what I'm saying. So like for example, if you see someone like Adriana Lima, you know that the beauty that she's, or even Megan Fox, aside from all the fact that she's done plastic surgery, she's still a beautiful girl even before the plastic surgery and stuff like that. Someone like them, they have a beauty that's like every single ethnicity, every single person can collectively agree that this person is beautiful on another level. It's like, they don't have, like, let's say Adriana Lima, for example, she doesn't have to wear, nobody cares too much about what makeup she's wearing or what outfit she's wearing. All she has to do is show up and they're like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. She doesn't even have to do anything. And that's what I'm saying. That is beauty that's been given from God. So a lot of people are chasing that with like plastic surgery and stuff like that, and that's something that you can't achieve. You can't achieve it. If God didn't give it to you, he didn't give it to you. Not to say, oh, that means you're not beautiful, you're not pretty, but there's some people that God's made them to be beautiful to the point where they can actually, it's like a gift basically, which they can use. So that's how we talk about, okay, you need to like, you can monetize your beauty and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of girls who've done filler and alteration to have become beautiful as well, but you understand that the beauty that God gives is different because it's somewhat as an anointing. So it's almost like you don't have to do anything. It's just like, wow, like, okay, I want to give her this opportunity, I want to do this opportunity because of that beauty which God gave. So that's another thing that people need to understand and not put too much focus on being beautiful. And that's why I'm saying that you need to have other gifts and other values to get to where you want to go. So work on, so it's like when I watch these Chinese dramas all the time, like the historical and the fantasy ones as well, and they always have like the princesses, but obviously the princesses are, they're all pretty and beautiful, but that's not their only talent. Like a lot of them can do music, sing, dance, are super educated, smart, like loads of different things. So this is what I'm saying in terms of you can't just, a lot of people just, because of this pretty privileged thing that people are preaching online, a lot of people just think, oh yeah, okay, let me just show up as being pretty. Then I don't have to do nothing. Why am I not getting this opportunity? Why am I not getting that? Am I not pretty enough? And then after they'll start altering their face because of this basically lie that's been told. It's like, no, you need to bring, because God doesn't look on, is not concerned with your outside, he's concerned with your heart. So you need to bring your talents. But anyway, don't want to digress too much. But but yeah, you have an idea, you have a business, you want to make it forward, you want to move forward, stop holding on to the discouraging words or holding on to the negative mindset. And a lot of these negative mindsets have been created from those around you who don't believe in you, basically. And actually, what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of the time it's actually intentional. It's because they don't want you to go forward. That's why. It's not because you're not good enough or they can't see it. They can see it. They just don't want you to have it. So, and there's some people that, you know, like even sometimes they can support you to like, oh, I'm doing my little shop. I'm making okay. I'm making a living out of it. And they're like, yeah, oh my God, that's good. I'll help you. Let your shop start making six figures, 1 million, 10 million, 100 mil. Yeah, those people are nowhere to be seen when it comes to supporting you. I mean, they might if they think you're going to give them money or you're going to do something for them, which is like, just fake support. But ideally, they're not going to be thrilled about it. And if anything, they're probably going to be praying for your downfall. So that's another thing you need to bear in mind. And that's why when we're in those periods of building something or we're just about to start building stuff, God actually separates us from certain people because God knows that those people will harm you or harm the business that you're gonna make. It's kind of like when you're I want to use the analogy of like when you're pregnant. In the first few stages is very critical for the baby. So a lot of the time, well, I don't know about other people's cultures, but in African Nigerian culture, we don't really tell people that we're pregnant until it's like, I don't know, maybe 6 months or something like that. Maybe when the baby's like actually formed a little bit. Because you never know who's praying for your downfall. Someone could push, like you don't, someone could push you downstairs. It's not even about the physical, it's about the spiritual. It's like someone could just be like, oh, I told you I was pregnant. The next thing I know, like you're in your little shrine, I don't know, praying to your whatever demon that you pray to, like, wishing that I fall down the stairs or like my baby's gone or something. And then that thing actually happens. So that's why it's like when you get to a certain stage where it's like, okay, or even when the baby's born, then you can tell your wider extended family. And then, it's like your business as well. It's like your business is your baby. So it's like you don't need to tell everybody. When you're building it, you're building it. And then when it's at the point where it's like, okay, this is a good point where you can actually bring it out to an audience, that's when you can actually tell people about it. Yeah, so this is Annie Cozy's channel. I hope you can relate to some of the stuff that I've just talked about. Yeah, bye.